Here's a game I defend against the London system, my favorite opening, and it was honestly kind of weird being on the other side. They play d4, d5, knight to f3. Now at this point, I play bishop f4, so I know it wasn't London quite yet. I go knight f6, and after bishop f4, I knew I was in my territory, just on the other side of the board. After that, I go pawn to e6, pawn goes to e3, and then I go bishop to d6, attacking the bishop on f4. Just because I know as a London player myself, having that bishop attacked is not fun at all. They go pawn to c3, I trade. Although I know it's good for white, I reviewed it so many times, I know that this is okay position. I know that you prefer to have that bishop, so I get rid of it. And now I go pawn to h6. After pawn to h6, they try and fianchetto their bishop, I castle, and I do the same thing on my side to fianchetto the queen side bishop. They castle, I do it, they go knight to d2, and I go knight to d7, preparing c5. Knight to e5, and I go c5 anyways, because it is double protected by the b pawn and the knight on d7. Now they go knight to f3, replacing the knight that just jumped into my side of the board, and after that I move rook to c8. They go rook to c1, and that follows that up. Then I go pawn to a6. Now pawn to a6, it's good. I'm surprised it even got that. I didn't know what to do here, so I went pawn to a6. I don't usually fianchetto my bishop. I do sometimes just to change it up, because I play like 30 games a day, so I don't really want the same position every time to keep me interested. I go a6, and they take the knight, I take back, and then knight goes into e5, which is something I saw, just not too worried about. Just drop my queen back. I maybe could have went to e7 instead to keep my rooks connected. Oh, it says even c7, yeah, just so my rooks can still talk to each other, but queen and d8, I believe, it's not bad. After the rook goes to the e file, I drop my knight back, offering a knight trade, and then I go for it. After the knight trade, they take back with the f pawn, and I go queen to g5. Just because I want my rooks to be connected, and then I want some type of action somewhere. They go pawn to f4, and I drop back, letting my rooks stay connected. As I mentioned, it was a big reason why I moved the queen, and now they've committed this pawn structure, which isn't like good or bad, but it gives some clarity to the position. They move their rook back to f1, and I push my pawn to c4, which is a huge mistake. I didn't think this was great, even when I did it. Again, something I didn't really know what to do. I should have just taken. I considered taking that pawn for a while. I wanted to give some initiative, and I didn't know what else to do. Like I knew I could take, but it doesn't do anything. And then I was thinking maybe if I go here, I can eventually get to b4, but it was not the best move. They go queen over to f3, then I go pawn to b5. Pawn comes into f5, and this I knew was a mistake, so I take the pawn immediately. Then I move my rook over to protect the pawn, and then bishop back to attack the queen. So just best. I think that's 3 straight best moves. So great moves above best move. So great move, best move, best move. Yeah, I realized that was not great by white side. Then I go bishop here to consolidate. I'm not up anything, but just to have my pawn structure pretty safe. Move their rook over, and I go queen to, oh, I remember this game now. I go queen to d7, a mistake. They do something, oh yeah, I was thinking about that eventually. They do something pretty stupid, I believe. So I go pawn to a5, looking for that b4 push, and now bishop goes to g5, h5. Now, here's an important thing about counting. They have 4 attackers. You need one more attacker than the defender. My king protects at f7 square, my rook on f8, my bishop on e6, and my queen on d7. So I have 4 defenders, they have 4 attackers, so I'm not worried about that, and I just push my pawn to b4. And for whatever reason, they didn't believe me, and they took anyways. And I take back, queen goes out the way, I take the rook, I take the pawn, and I push my pawn to a4. Now, I considered getting the open file and offering a rook trade, but I thought going to a4 first made sense just because my queen's protecting the pawn now, so I can never lose it. And I'm up a bishop, so I'm not in a rush to trade off. Although, I mean, I want to trade, but it's not like I am needing to in this exact moment. Now I offer the rook trade. Rook goes over, and then queen goes to f5, looking for a checkmate on f1. They obviously see that, as they are still a 2,000 rated player. They go queen to d1. I go in on queen to f3, eyeing that c3 pawn. They offer the rook trade. Now there's mate in 5. I'll be honest with you, I didn't. Oh, I guess I do see it now. I bet it has something to do with bishop to h3, but I take the rook first, and they resign. They may have seen the mate in 4, or just didn't like their position, but they did give up this game. I play like a 2250, I play like a 2050, so they play pretty good. I just played better. But thank you guys for supporting me and watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great day.